First attempt, full bucket, here we go. It's a pretty good start. Not bad from there to there. Let's get a measurement. For our initial test, we're at 33 feet. Heavy wet snow at the end of your driveway can slow your snowblower down and dramatically reduce your throwing power. But can you prevent this from happening and make your snowblower throw farther? Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB, and just so we're clear here, these procedures are great for most two-stage snowblowers. And if you have an ARIENS Deluxe or any other similar style model, you're really gonna wanna lean in for this one. First step, we're pulling the spark plug to prevent any unwanted startups. Next, we gotta get this chute up and out of the way. We have two 9/16 bolts right here. We're gonna loosen them up and take them out. There's one. And we have this cable clip right here. We're gonna leave this on. Get out of there, there we go. So now this whole chute should just slide forward out of its hole in the dash, and we can just set it aside. There we go. And I'm gonna set it right down here on some cardboard so I don't scratch it all up. I shouldn't have to disconnect any cables, but I am just gonna scoot this around just to give me some more wiggle room. Now deep inside here, this black piece is called your impeller. The arm that sticks out like this is called the impeller blade. It's also called an impeller paddle, maybe an impeller arm. Whatever you wanna call it, it only extends out so far and it doesn't butt up to the wall of the housing. You can see here that I can stick about half of my fingernail through that slot, and it's measuring about 1/4 of an inch away from that wall. This gap here leads to a buildup of snow around the outside, around the outside, around the outside, slowing down your impeller and ultimately lowering your throwing power. Clogging up the works, basically. We're gonna narrow that gap down to about 1 millimeter or really, really close. And we're gonna do it with an impeller kit. Now I've installed many of these on snowblowers here on the channel, and I'll have those linked down below in the description. This video is not sponsored. I purchased this whole kit with my own money, and I'll have this kit linked down below in the description as well. These 1/4 inch thick pieces of rubber are all the same size, and they're a bit flexible. And for an ARIENS snowblower, you're gonna want something like this that's a bit more flexible. In order to keep this video flexible with the YouTube algorithm, would you mind hitting that like button? Thank you. Now these impeller arms are cupped, which makes it very difficult to install these flat. So we will have to trim these down a bit, and we will not be able to use these plate washers because they're just too difficult to bend into place. Instead, we'll use some washers and some bolts to hold them down like that. This will work just fine. I've used this on a previous ARIENS snowblower and it held down tight. This hardware is all the same in terms of sizing, and they do give lock nuts to hold them down on the back nice and tight. Now I need to measure out my impeller paddles, and I have a red Sharpie here. A silver Sharpie is better. I know I need to invest in one, but hey, you work with what you got. I'm gonna measure these to about 3.5 inches. There's a mark there, there's a mark there. Good. You can see our 3.5 inch line right there. We're gonna give these all a cut. Hello, Mr. Wilton. From here, I placed my impeller paddles in my vise. Then from here, what I'm gonna do is take my multi-tool with a nice thin, flat, sharp blade, give them one quick pass, cut them all to the same length. Good deal. These kind of look like really burnt brownies, don't they? From here, we're gonna position our paddles in place like that, and then we're gonna push them down, and then we're gonna simply mark our holes. This is not exactly the easiest thing to film with a camera in the way and 2 arms in a small hole. We're gonna mark every single impeller blade. I'm gonna spin the impeller, bring it to where I want it, get it in place, and mark my holes. You can see here that I marked my holes. We are now ready to drill. And this is a step bit. This is gonna get our holes incrementally bigger as we go in further, and you just wanna go as big enough as you can in order to get your bolts in. This does make relatively quick work of this, but because of the shape of the impeller blade, you're gonna wanna have a steady hand. It's also a great idea to bring the impeller blade up as high as you can so you can drill in without having to reach too far down. Let's go. Time to play the game. Does it fit? Yep, it does. All right, let's get all the rest. That's one done. Second one done. Set of holes on impeller blade number 3. Now we got lots of metal filings up in there. I'm gonna vacuum those out now. Same in there. I guess that's one of the few times I'll ever have to vacuum a snowblower. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is just get these paddles in place like so. We're gonna take our first washer and bolt and simply set it in. And our second, set that into place. And from here, I'm gonna get my nuts in place and just simply thread them on. Good deal. Then from here, I'm gonna take a wrench through and underneath and then use my socket up top to ratchet them down. I'm just gonna snug them into place. You don't gotta crank them down too hard yet because we may have to make some minor adjustments. This first one is all locked in. Let's snug this one down. Second one is now in. Now it's time to insert the third. Get in there, there we go. Pops right into place. Let's snug her up. And there's our third. Now, you wanna make sure that you snug these down tight. You don't want them coming loose at any point, and with the lock nuts, they shouldn't. And then from here, you wanna give the impeller the spin test. Send it through, and make sure that it spins fluidly all the way around, so that way it's not catching maybe up here on this lip, or maybe there's too much friction as it spins all the way around. Boom, just like that. It should pass nice and easy all the way through, just like that. Here's another look at it, just so you can see that it's not getting cut or hung up anywhere. It's spinning all the way through. Now you can see here that that impeller paddle is exactly where we want it. 1 millimeter away from the wall. It's nice and tight. That looks perfect. That's how they all look. So at this point, we can get our chute back on. Peg goes in the hole on the dash. Slide it in. Good. Drop it on. From here, I'm gonna take my cable, pass the bolt through this clip, pass this through the top hole, realign it, twist it in, snug her down. Then I'm gonna get my second bolt in, tighten that one down. Boom, and boom. Good. Chute spins around as it should. Cool. From here, final step, reinstall that spark plug. And good. Okay, guys and gals, the impeller paddles are all installed and tightened down. The chute's back on, everything's ready to go. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's go fire it up. All right, let's turn this baby on. There we go. Now I'm gonna turn the augers on, but we may hear a slightly different sound as they break in. Oh, not too different. I'm gonna clamp this down. All right, so as I'm letting this break in for a couple minutes, I am hearing just a slight rumble. That's okay, that's the impellers breaking into the walls of the housing. Also, I'm smelling a bit of burnt rubber. Again, that'll fade away after about a use or two. Definitely feeling the air coming out of that chute, and I'm definitely smelling some burnt rubber. Ha! Also, you may see some black rings starting to form around the impeller housing. That's okay. That's just the rubber paddles wearing in. We're almost ready, ladies and gentlemen. We have the same pile of snow here that we tested with earlier. We're gonna see if we can beat that distance. I have a slight breeze here, maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour. Normally everybody says, why aren't you throwing this way with the plows? Well, I can't because most of our wind usually comes this direction. It's a very gentle breeze, shouldn't affect it much. This snow is super sloppy. It's been sitting here all day with the salt sitting in it from the plows. Here's our snow from earlier. I'm gonna mark a line here in the snow. Right there. That's what we got to get past. All right, let's hit it. Full bucket. Here we go. Get out of here. Yeah. There we go. Definitely a gain. Definitely farther. Let's go measure. There's our mark and a bulk of the snow. Ended right about here. To about there. I measured this out with a bulk of the snow landing at about 38 feet. So about a 5-foot gain, plus we have all these other little bullets around me that went even further to about 41 feet. Now what's really impressive is that deep inside that impeller housing, there is 0 snow around the inside of the housing. It's completely gone. Where that matters most is down here at the end of the driveway. This snow can easily clog up your snowblower, and that's not gonna happen with an impeller kit like that. Normally, snow like this is an absolute nightmare for a snowblower, but look at that. I'm just bombing it right now. Thanks to this impeller kit, wet snow doesn't stand a chance. Snowblower just chucks it. Nice and far, too. Send that heavy wet snow right out of the way. Bam. Eats right through it. All right, ARIENS Deluxe, you did all right. You threw farther, you'll never clog. I'm proud of you. Now, here are some tips and tricks to help you out with this whole procedure, as well as some commonly asked questions about impeller kits. First off, keep in mind that your results may vary based on your snowblower, the snow consistency, and other factors like wind speed. A 5 to 8 foot gain on this test, throwing the sloppy wet stuff at the end of the driveway, I'll take that all day. And that's about right for this ARIENS Deluxe 24, considering its engine size. And my big ARIENS Professional 32 with SHO and an impeller kit saw an 11-foot gain with heavy lake effect snow. Even though we increased the length of the impeller arm only by 1/4 of an inch, we saw a big difference here. And in my experience, every single snowblower that I've installed an impeller kit on saw an increase in throwing distance. Again, the big win here comes at the end of the driveway where you find the slushy, heavy, wet snow. I've seen these models, yes, even ARIENS DELUXE snowblowers, which are better built, just barf snow out the side a few feet because they're clogging up with all that heavy lake effect snow that we often get here in Buffalo. Now, instead of the snowblower just clogging up, it sends it. Now, if you don't want to buy this kit, you could DIY it. You could also make your own using rubber mud flaps, the sidewall of a tire, and I've even used an old piece of a conveyor belt to make many in the past. As long as the rubber paddles are all cut equally to the same size, you're good. Just make sure you're using all similar sized hardware too. I was a little skeptical installing my first impeller kit. I figured it would help some, but I was pretty shocked when I was hitting the front windows of my house 45 feet away. The garage gal wasn't happy with that. Just imagine throwing snow across the street into the neighbor's driveway that you don't like. Oh, the fun to be had. Next up, belts. Won't that ruin your belts? I have no major issues to report after installing any impeller kits, and I've installed lots of them. Unless your impeller paddles are rubbing really hard around the inside of the impeller housing, you shouldn't have any issues. And once they do wear into the sides of the housing, that's it. They're done wearing. They won't continue to wear down any further. This may put a little bit more load on the belts themselves due to the extra snow that the impeller's picking up. But again, in my experience, I've never had a belt issue other than just normal wear and tear. Can you use self-tapping screws? Yes. And some say that they are easier to install, but keep in mind, screws are essentially a wedge. Personally, I just like using a nut and a bolt because you have a nut on the other end holding it down so it won't come free. These kits only come with 4 self-tapping screws anyways, not enough to complete the job. I look at it like this: if I'm going to keep the snowblower for an extended period of time, then I'm going to install nuts and bolts to hold them down. But if I'm planning on getting rid of the snowblower in the near future, self-tapping screws it is. And speaking of the hardware, some have asked, is that hardware stainless steel or is it something else? Well, some of these kits that I bought in the past said on the Amazon page, as well as on the packaging, that they included stainless steel hardware. Now, I just checked the kit that I purchased and installed on this ARIENS Deluxe, and it said that the hardware is made of grade 5 steel. What? Here's what I found though. Grade 5 steel can be resistant to rust if it's coated in some kind of protective finish, which it looks like these probably have. This makes them more suitable for outdoor or marine use. Grade 5 steel fasteners are often coated with some kind of zinc, galvanization, or chrome plating to better resist corrosion. I can tell you based off my experience that if you frequently rust-proof your snowblower, your hardware will hold up just fine. And if you want to prevent your snowblower from rusting, check out my full snowblower rust-proofing course linked down below, right toward the top of the description box. Next up, silicone sprays or other coatings sprayed inside the auger housing. I spray mine with Pam, and that's all you need to do. Well, let's be honest here. These are all coatings that you're gonna need to keep reapplying. And after the first couple passes, a majority of these products are wiped off by all the friction from the snow passing through the snowblower. Does this help? Yes, but only to a small degree, and this is mainly for rust protection anyways. And if you like lubricating your equipment, you came to the right channel. Now, this ARIENS Deluxe was coated and sprayed prior to the first test. And in my experience, after installing many of these impeller kits, this mod will outbeat any spray you put inside, which I still do to protect the snowblower from the elements. What's really great here is I'm going to consistently see this ARIENS Deluxe snowblower throw farther. And this whole procedure only took about 1 hour to complete. Now, this could depend on your model and brand of snowblower, but as an added bonus, this drives up your resale value. Every single time I sell a snowblower with an impeller kit on it, I get at least $50 to $100 more on every sale. Not a bad return on investment. And as soon as people hear that this snowblower will throw farther and never clog, they're sold. I also get a lot of subscribers asking, why don't snowblower manufacturers do this from the first place? I heard that there was a brand that did this a long time ago. Still not sure which one, but I'm willing to bet that time and production costs got in the way. ARIENS, food for thought. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that if I was running a snowblower manufacturing company and my snowblower threw farther and never clogged compared to any other brand, I'd probably sell more units. Just saying. Hey, you just voided your warranty. Did I? Will doing something like this void my warranty? Well, according to most owner's manuals, any alteration of the equipment can void the warranty. So, yes. Am I afraid? Nope. This ARIENS Deluxe has a little over an hour on it, and it performs better than it did before. If something were to happen to this snowblower, I'd fix it. I'm not gonna go out of my way and drive it to the dealer and have it get fixed and wait week after week after week to get it back. I'm just gonna take care of it. And if something were to break on it, I'd make a video on it anyways. So if you're nervous about voiding your warranty, wait until your warranty expires and then have at it. Do so at your own risk. I did perform this modification 1 year into owning my ARIENS DELUXE 28, which I owned for the previous 10 years. And at only 1 year, I used the ARIENS DELUXE 28 and it clogged right up. After that, I installed the Impeller kit and I never had an issue since. It threw a hell of a lot farther and never clogged in the 10 years that I had it. What's really incredible is this ARIENS DELUXE 24 will never clog from here on out and send it back to the clouds. For more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.